These horsemen ride with the fist down inside, with heads like thunder, the rock of your pride. We'll have no mercy for big, far and wide.
All right, what up, Whiskey Chase fam? Welcome back to another video. Hope everybody doing well. You might or might not recognize this bike, depending on how long you've been following this channel, but this is my 2014 Yamaha Bolt, one that I've ridden halfway across the country multiple times. It was broken for a long time. Not a long time, maybe about 6 months or so, but I finally, I think, have figured out what was wrong with it. The fuel pump was completely and totally bad. Spark plugs were bad. A lot of stuff was kind of just messed up. As what happens when you have an open air intake driving through rain. Also, you put 30,000 miles, 27,000 miles on a bike in 2 years, riding all the way through absolute hell and back. And yeah, so that's what happens. We are on our way up to Scoreboards Bar. I know it's kind of a late video. As you can see, the moon is out. It is gigantic. And the reason why I'm doing this video now is because, number one, it's Packers versus Lions. So we're going to Scoreboards, which is the Packers bar. And number two, Boswell's doing their bike night up there. So we're going to go hang out with some people up there. And then number three, this is kind of like the inaugural re-ride of the Bolt. Jumping back on this thing, and hopefully it gets us there. Hopefully. I don't actually know if this is going to work. We're going to see. I did get to rip around on it just a little bit earlier, and I ran out of gas, which was great. I had to push it. Didn't push it far, just, you know, maybe about a quarter of a mile, but I did have to push it. Put gas in it. It completely and totally filled up the tank, so I know that I was empty. Makes sense when you're changing out the fuel filter, which is a big gaping hole in the gas tank, that it wouldn't have any gas in it. But it seems to be running okay now. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna find out. All right, man. We look like we're doing okay. It's holding steady. No pops. No backfires. I love this bike. I've been told to sell it. I've been told to give it away. I've been told to just crush it. I've been told to do a lot of things just to get rid of this thing. I love this bike. It holds sentimental value to me. I did so much work. I built the channel based off of this motorcycle. If you look at my analytics, I still have, to this day, on usually like Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that, my analytics will show that my Yamaha Bolt videos still get about 40 views every week, and that's consistent. People want to know more about this bike. People do like this bike. I like this bike. And so I didn't want to get rid of it. I wanted to fix it. I wanted to get it running right. I wanted to get it moving down the road again under its own power with no problems. And I think finally we have done it. There has been a whole lot of work that has been put into this thing. If you look back on the channel, you will see that I have busted my ass to get this thing back into a fine working order. I know how engines work. I know how things work. I know some basic engineering. I went to school for physics, but I'm not necessarily a mechanic. Now, I did take auto tech in high school. I did do preventive maintenance stuff. I worked for Jiffy Lube for a long time. I know enough to get by. I know enough to save myself some money, but to actually be able to rip this thing apart, which I didn't even really rip it apart. All I did was just like start replacing parts until it finally worked again. Also, thank you so much to everybody who has helped along the way to try and figure out what the hell was wrong with this. So many people have helped me to figure this thing out. And oh man, I just cannot thank everybody enough. You know who you are. If I've called you, if I've vented to you about this bike, if I've just like been like, I don't know what to do, please help me. If you've sent me any money for parts, you guys rule. I love you so much. Thank you. That's gonna bring me real quick to this week's Patreon Member of the Week. If you don't know, all of my Patreon money goes right back into motorcycles, goes into fixing these things. I get All of that sent to a separate account that I then use to buy motorcycle parts and to go on trips and stuff like that to make more content for YouTube. If you are interested in joining my Patreon, go right on down below. It's right in the links, and you can join up. It's as small as $1 a month, and you get to join up in my Discord, and I send updates and I ask questions. And also, I do this thing called Patreon Member of the Week, where one of my Patreons is featured. This week, it's going to be my boy, Jack Barstow, Bueller 1203, who is just one of the most awesome, amazing guys I have ever met. I'm so blessed to be able to hang out with this guy so much and to know him and to have met him through the Forgotten Angels camp out. It's beyond measure to be able to express my gratitude to a man like Jack, who didn't know me 3 years ago, who I just basically thrust myself into their lives, and now it's obvious that he's going to be a good lifelong friend of mine who loves the same thing I do: big old off-roading trucks and motorcycles, fast cars, and just all kinds of cool things. So Jack, you are one of the best, man. I love you. Thank you so much for being a Patreon. Thank you for being this week's Patreon Member of the Week. You guys go on over to Jack's Instagram. It's Bueller, like Ferris Bueller, .1203. Give him a shout. If you don't follow him, definitely follow him. Look at his amazing videos that he makes where he just talks to the camera a lot. What a charismatic fellow that boy is. All right, folks, let's get on up here to scoreboards and see what's going on. All right, looks like people did show up. Hell yeah. All right, let's see what we got going on.
What's up, Whiskey Chaser fam? Welcome back. It is a couple days later and I'm out here hanging out with my trailer. Oh yeah, I bought a trailer. I got this thing because when Parker and I are going on trips, it's really hard for her. She has bad sciatic nerve problem. I got this thing so we could load the bikes up and she could come with me on a lot more trips. Hopefully that works out. I still personally, when I go on my rides, will probably just be riding the bike, but we'll see how that goes. It also is going to be way easier for me to get out to other different places and not have to take 12 to 16 hours to ride home. So that's always good. Anyways, enough about the trailer. The reason I'm out here today is because I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know, because we hit 4,000 subscribers, what the giveaway is going to be for 5. So we're almost there. I got a couple hundred more and then we're going to be able to do this giveaway. Now, this is tentative so far. I have one thing. I may have multiple. I'm not sure. It just depends on if anybody wants to kick anything in. I've been reaching out to some companies. One of them that has decided to get back to me. I'm just blown away by the fact that I get to give this thing away. It's super, super awesome. If you guys know me, you know that I've been vlogging here for about 3 years and I do almost everything with this thing right here. My Sena 10C Evo has a camera in the front, has a microphone on the inside. Everybody's always asking me, how is your audio so good? How is that video quality so good? All this, whatever. This is it right here. All in one comprehensive unit. I don't have a big old GoPro hanging off the front of my helmet like most people do. I don't have to worry about getting a certain microphone set up and a media mod and blah, 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 blah. All that, everything right here. So I reached out to Sena and I said, I love this camera. I love being able to use this thing to go on these big long rides and all kinds of stuff. I want to do a giveaway. Would you guys be interested? And they reached out to me and they said, yep, we're going to give you a 10C Evo for your 5,000 subscriber giveaway. And I'll tell you what, man, I am so excited about giving this thing away. If you guys don't know about this thing, it shoots up to 4K, 30 frames per second. You can listen to music, you can take phone calls, you can have Bluetooth connectivity to up to 4 other riders. It has voice prompts. It can take up to 128 gigabyte SD card. It has a 1200 milliamp hour battery. And one of my favorite features is you can actually charge the unit while it's on your helmet while you're using it. So that means you can have a battery pack in your pocket with a cable running up, charging the unit, and it will literally go for as long as that battery pack lasts or until the SD card fills up. This thing is absolutely incredible. Sena is the best in the game in my opinion. If you're gonna go with Bluetooth communication, this is the way to do it. I actually got one of these for Parker as well, And even though she doesn't use it for the camera, she still uses it for all of her music. She still uses it to listen to her podcasts. She still uses it to communicate with me on mine whenever we're out riding together. As you have seen in earlier videos, you can actually pick up the recording and it will record onto your video from the other unit as well, so you can record the conversations back and forth between each other, which is just absolutely incredible. One really cool feature about this thing, so it's really easy to just disconnect the wiring, the intercom system, pull it right off, and you can get multiple clamps and multiple intercoms. All you got to do is just slide this thing right on to another helmet, and there you go. It's ready to go. I was completely and totally shocked that Sena offered to send this to me to give away, because these are not cheap. This is a $440 retail value that they were just like, yeah, sure, go ahead, give it away. Even if it's just this, I think that's incredible. It's an incredible value. It's an awesome unit if you end up winning and you already have one, or you like enjoy cardo more or whatever. You can always sell it, dude. Like, that's, you can get $400 for this thing. So again, thank you very much to Sena for offering this 10C Evo for the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I might be getting something else, I'm not quite sure. We're gonna see about that. So far, this is the big prize and it's pretty cool. I'm down with it. So listen up, if you wanna be eligible to win that prize, you have to subscribe to the channel. We gotta get to 5K, and then I'm gonna make probably a post or something that you'll go comment on, or you'll leave something, a thumbs up or whatever. I don't know, I'm not quite sure, but be sure to subscribe to the channel to make sure that you're up to date on what's going on with that. Be sure to follow my Instagram, because I always am posting updates on my Instagram about all this kind of stuff as well. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Jack Barstow for being the Patreon member of the week. Thank you so much to everybody who's watched all the way until the end to see this really cool prize. And I'm really glad that the Bolt is back up and running. It is running perfectly. I drove it around the past couple days and it is absolutely fine. It's ripping. Look forward to more of the content available on that. And yeah, we'll see y'all later.